The following audio may contain the personal testimonials of some Optavia coaches or clients of Optavia. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Optavia team.
All right. Relationships, physical. I was hopeless before. Man, there's so many different things that are coming through. It's hard to keep track of the chat message. And I can tell you that what we're about to get into, what we're about to share with you is pretty simple in regards to the message. We're going to share with you four things. We're going to share with you some things that are going to give you the power of hope. Maybe you've lost hope in your life and you're looking for more hope, and Optavia is beginning that, or maybe you're just exploring Optavia and you're about to learn more about it. You're going to hear some stories of hope. You're going to hear some information that may give you hope of that maybe you can create health and well-being in every aspect of your life. We're going to also share with you how to create health and well-being in your life. Maybe you've been in a history where you've always been dieting, you've always been trying to lose weight only to return. We're going to share some simple things with you and some secrets, if you would believe it or not. It's actually a secret to some people, and we're going to reveal the secrets tonight of how you can create optimal health and well-being in your life. We're also going to share with you how you can get help. And you may have lost hope on health and help, that there was nobody to help you. There was nobody there that could provide you with encouragement and guidance and support. Or maybe you thought you couldn't afford help because it was too expensive to get a personal trainer or to find somebody that was reliable enough to stay connected to you. Or maybe that there was a positive community out there that was willing to encourage you without manipulating you or without making you feel shamed if you maybe didn't follow through with what you said you're going to do. And then we're going to share with you some opportunities to create happiness. We can't guarantee you happiness. Happiness is really an inside job. It's something that you have to choose. But what we're going to share with you tonight, I think, is going to make you smile. It may not make you happy for the rest of your life, but I think what you're going to hear tonight is going to be very powerful. And it may just bring a smile to your face. And, you know, if we could give you a smile back tonight, it would be worth the time invested. So let's go ahead and get started. As I said earlier, my name is David Bush, and tonight I get a chance to be your moderator and host to talk to you a little bit more about the full offering of what Optavia has to offer. We call this our trilogy presentation, and what the trilogy means is healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And I can tell you from personal experience and from the testimonials of others, I have had the benefit of experiencing physical transformation with Optavia. I started the health coaching program 10 years ago, a little over 10 years ago, with the desire to get rid of some problems, some weight problems, lack of energy, lack of breath, and a lot of things that I just had lost. I had lost hope. I had lost my health, and I had lost the idea that I could get help that was reliable. And what I was looking forward to was this idea of becoming happy again with myself and with my ability to create health in my life and gain back that hope. And 10 years later, I can tell you I've not only had a chance to do that, but I've had a chance to pay it forward, pass it forward, pay it forward, give it to others as an independent certified Optavia coach. I took advantage of an opportunity when I was invited to explore it, even though I was not necessarily, in my mind, ready for it, interested in it, and I didn't think I had the time to do it. But what I was awakened to was this idea of an amazing program and an amazing opportunity to help me to not only get healthy physically, but to help me to get healthy mentally and to actually take care of some financial things that I wasn't very healthy with. And the health coaching opportunity and the health coaching company of Optavia is quite unique. And it's actually got a long, rich medical heritage and financial heritage. Dr. Wayne Scott Anderson is the co-founder of Optavia, and he left critical care medicine after 2 decades of working as one of the top critical care pioneering physicians in the country, because he realized that the healthcare system was in a model that he knew he could not end up being in that model and helping people to transform their lives. It was a reactive model. It was reacting to disease and injury. And even though he loved medicine and he loved helping people, he didn't really feel like he was able to do what he wanted to do. And that was to help people to thrive. And so he partnered with our parent company. And that what he did is he created a model that combined personal health coaching with a very simple system to help people to sustain and to create a healthy lifestyle. And then he created a new model, which was to allow people to optimize their health and well-being using a community environment and a health coaching program and a structured system to help them to overcome their barriers. And the program Optavia is, the tagline is lifelong transformation, one healthy habit at a time. And that's a bold move. I mean, anybody that claims that they're able to provide resources and a system to create lifelong transformation through development of healthy habits is pretty confident in what they're delivering. And, you know, over the last 2 decades, Dr. Anderson has really had a chance to pioneer this concept called health and lifestyle coaching. And it's never been a better time to come because the health epidemic is becoming a significant pandemic, global pandemic. We now have almost 40% of adults and 18.5% of youth that are now considered to be obese. The prevalence of obesity was higher among middle-aged adults than among younger adults, but it's significantly challenging for our country to see these continual rises in numbers. And it's not just the weight of the nation physically, but it's also the other challenges from a mental state. A lot of people that are stressed out, lacking sleep, lacking support, lacking friendships, lacking community, lacking purpose. And so Dr. Anderson's 4-component system and what he created with the partnership with our parent company was able to provide a structured system. And I'm going to go through this quickly and we'll talk through each one of these items, but each one of these will actually improve a person's performance in our program. If you use one of the 4, you're going to get 25% of the benefit of what we have to offer. If you use 2, you get 50, 3, you get 75, and so on. But you don't want to get the, 25% of what's available. Why would you do that? You want to take advantage of what is available. And there are 4 full components. The first one being the Optavia coach. The coach's role is not to tell you what to do or to how to live your life. The coach's role is to provide one-on-one support to guide you through a healthy lifestyle program. The coach's job is not there to tell you you did something wrong or you didn't do what you're supposed to do. Yes, they can provide accountability, but they also provide encouragement to take the steps through Dr. A's Habits of Health system. With the interactive website, the simple platform of a cell phone, and the book and the life book, we have a transformational system that will give you the education and guidance that you need to adopt healthy lifestyle habits, to install habits in a way that create change in behaviors and change and transformation. And our Optavia community comes in to support those changes. So many people are in an environment, if you just looked at the percentages of the number of people that are overweight and obese, and then there's all the people that are not overweight and obese, but they're unhealthy. The world is unhealthy. So how do you get healthy in an unhealthy world? Well, you create an environment of support. And Optavia has done that. So we have local and virtual events such as this event every Wednesday night. We have a support call. We have an opportunity where you can learn more about creating health and well-being. And we have our virtual clinic that you can plug into and get support from our expert nutritionists and dietitians and lots of education available in our virtual clinic. The 4th component of our program is oftentimes one of the favorite parts because it's the simplest. We actually provide portion-controlled fuelings to give your body the nutrition that it needs without the planning, preparing, purchase, and portion sizing. We teach our clients to eat 6 times a day, and we provide them with healthy groceries, and we provide them with complimentary coaching services, complimentary community, access to our virtual clinic at no additional cost, above and beyond what they would normally spend for their healthy food or groceries from their local grocery store. So we take their grocery money, their food budget, and we redirect it into a program that actually creates predictable transformation and lifelong transformation. All of our fuelings have been scientifically formulated. They have all the right balance of protein, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals, and they have the right amount of nutrition to help you to achieve your health goals. And by providing you a simple nutrition plan that creates predictable transformation, you don't have to count carbs and calories and points and all the other stuff. You can simply just eat 6 times a day and optimize your health and well-being. We basically provide you with a healthy, low glycemic nutrition system to give you optimal health and performance. And we balance that with healthy natural foods. So you're going to have a balance of our turnkey portion controlled fuelings and a simple meal plan that can allow you with a low glycemic eating plan to teach you how to get habits of healthy nutrition and hydration. And as you decide to progress to optimize your health and well-being, you can start to plan and purchase and portion size more of your fuelings. And what we're doing in that process is teaching you fundamental habits that will start to compound to create the trilogy of optimal health: healthy body, healthy mind, and healthy finances. And to share a little bit more about the journey from being a person that was unhealthy to a person that is now optimizing their health and well-being, I've asked one of our clients and coaches, Kristin, to come on and share a little bit more about her journey. Kristin, welcome to the webinar.
Hi, David. Thank you so much for inviting me to share my story tonight. I forget sometimes that before picture. And I just want to encourage everybody that is hesitant to take that before picture, please take it. It is worth the time of that picture. I started off desperate. I was non-sick. Mentally, I was fatigued. I was extremely fatigued. I was a tired mama that was just trying to keep it together. And so I learned over time that I needed to take care of me, right? Self-love and self-care can sometimes feel selfish, right? And so I had to put that on the back burner because my whole life I was taking care of others, deflecting how I was really feeling. Because if I was taking care of other people, I didn't have to worry about expressing how I felt. And so I was exhausted. I was exhausted. And when I found this program, it wasn't a matter of what I had to give up, because I think a lot of people come into this thinking, oh, I have to give up so much. I wanted to give up holding my breath while I tied my running shoes. That's what I wanted to give up. I wanted to give up telling my kids, one more time, it's New Year's Day, mama's gonna get healthy again. Again, I say that because I was expert level at putting the weight back on. It didn't matter what it was. I was outrunning my fork, or at least I was trying to, and I was a closet snacker. I don't know about you, but I could do a lot of damage from the grocery store to my house in a matter of minutes. And I had to come to realize that I didn't have a very good relationship with food. And so what I loved so much about this is that I didn't have to think. I could just be, and I could work on this place right here, because that was my crutch, right? I could talk myself out of anything. I was the worst at that. And you know what? Stop, challenge, choose for me was so much more than just stop, challenge, what am I choosing to put in my mouth? It was my thought process. It was how I was talking to people. It was how I was interacting. And when I had the opportunity to coach, I didn't do it right away. I was a little afraid because I was so about me. I wanted to take care of me. This is my time. Mommy's getting healthy. But what I found is that people were searching for what I was doing, and I couldn't be quiet any longer. And I naturally fell into coaching. I have a love for people. But one of the things that intrigued me the most about this whole thing was the after. I had never had an after of more than 2 hours, 2 weeks, right? I'd see that number on the scale and I go, woohoo, I made it. All right, what are we gonna do, right? It was the celebration, right? So I jumped into coaching because I knew it was a platform to not only keep myself accountable, but I got to help other people outside the walls of my home. As a stay-at-home mom, I don't have a giant reach to other people. And so this has been my lifeline to helping other people. And I started off wanting to pay for my fuelings because as a stay-at-home mom, I didn't have an income. I wasn't getting paid to be a stay-at-home mom. Hello, right? And so I got to help people plus my family. And now I make a significant impact on my family. And mama gets to stay home, and my kids have a healthy mom, and my husband has a wife that loves to get up in the morning and I can tie my shoes without having to hold my breath. So that is my story, David.
Very cool. And I like how you use the word jumped into health coaching. I don't know if she could use the word jump. She drug herself kicking and screaming at times because she was so focused on what she was not. And what I love about Kristin's story is that it wasn't what she wasn't that was the problem, or who she thought she was that was the problem. It was who she thought she wasn't. And sometimes we need somebody on the outside that sees us who we are and who we can be to be able to blow vision into our mind. And you may have a coach in your life that's invited you to become a coach, and you just don't see it for yourself. You're saying to yourself, you know, I'm not far enough along. I don't have enough time. I don't have the money. Who am I to help somebody else? I failed at this. And I mean, put a 1 in the chat if you have thought that before you became a coach. We have some coaches that are watching tonight, and watch the number of 1s that start showing up in the chat feature to just know that you are not alone. But what we did as coaches is that we understood that we weren't maybe good enough. We weren't at a position where we thought we were super confident, but what we didn't know was what we didn't know. And by becoming an Optavia coach, it doesn't mean that you've all of a sudden transformed into becoming an expert. Now you can tell everybody else how to do it. It's simply a way of reinforcing your decision to be healthy and to pay it forward to make a difference so that you can have more fun with your journey, and you can be rewarded by hearing the successes of others. And just by hearing the success of others here tonight, you are probably more encouraged about your own journey to know that it's possible. And when your friends and family members are on the journey with you and they're plugging into the system and they're sharing their takeaways and recipes and ideas, or maybe you're providing an encouraging word that was passed along to you by a coach, or maybe through a webinar or through the Habits of Health resources, now that's becoming more a part of your story, and you're reinforcing some of the principles and the truth that you're now coming in to learn. And the fact that you get paid to do it, that's a nice benefit. There's many corporate wellness companies that have programs that allow you to receive remuneration from the company or a discounted insurance premium if you are getting healthier. Well, Optavia is a form of that. By helping other people to get healthier, you receive an income for the number of people that you're helping, and that can keep you motivated because now you're receiving an income for helping other people on their journey and for staying on yours. And you actually get a chance to leave a legacy. Not only do you get a chance to improve your health in the Optavia program, but by helping other people, you now get a chance to impact the lives of others, and they will begin to impact the lives of others in their sphere of influence. And to tell you a little bit more about that, I thought I'd bring Lori on. Lori's got a whole army full of children, and she's a nurse, and she's impacting a lot of lives. And in her journey, she'll tell you a little bit more about how that ripple effect is carried out. Lori, welcome to the webinar.
Thanks, David, for having me. I'm humbled and honored that I can share a little bit of my story tonight. So I am a wife and a mother of those 6 beautiful children, and I am a registered nurse. And my story with Optavia really started about 6.5 years ago. And I'll be completely honest with you, I was introduced to it, and I had been one who has always had about 10 to maybe 20 extra pounds to lose, and have always tried different things. And so I tried this, and I totally used it and treated it as a diet. And diets, you go on and you go off, and what happens? You gain it back. So it worked for me back then, but I didn't even open the Habits of Health book. I'm just being completely honest. That was life. Life was busy. So, but then life got busier. I ended up, the kids were growing and active. We ended up adopting a little girl. And I found that I was pouring myself into my family and pouring myself into caring for them, and as well as being a nurse. And I worked nights in the emergency room, and I just was not sleeping well, not taking care of myself at all. And so fast forward a little bit, it was about last fall, and I called my same coach from 6.5 years ago. They stick around. I called Dale and I said, hey, I need to get on this because I know it works. I was feeling physically exhausted. I was absolutely didn't have much energy. I was mentally and emotionally at a very low last fall. And so when I got on this, I did it, and it was like a light bulb came on. It was like, this is truly lifelong transformation, truly one habit at a time. It's not a diet. My coach would tell me that all the time, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, but it's true. It was not until I started making those changes and those habits that it dawned on me that this is the real thing. So I was able to lose that weight, get that energy back, and just feel better, feel like a better mom. And it was in February, just not even 8 full months ago, that I decided to become a health coach, much to the encouragement from my coaches. And I did it for those selfish reasons of just keeping my health, being accountable to myself. I did not have any clue what this would evolve into. And I was surprised how this has grown, the coaching has grown, and I've been able to fit it into the different areas and different times in my life, in my day. I'm a busy mom like many people are, but I'm still able to do it, and I'm having fun with it. So I think what spurs me on most is that I can see, and the stories from my clients that I've worked with, and that just brings me such great joy and great reward when I see people who did not feel like they had much hope, were frustrated and down because of their weight. Then they get on the plan, they start losing weight, and they get their life back practically. They get health, hope, and happiness back, just like David had said. So that just makes me desire to help people more. I did not know about the financial part of this. I truly was going on just to hold myself accountable and help a few people. And now I'm discovering Optavia pays you for coaching, and it's been a blessing. My husband and I are farmers in a small community, and we send our kids to a private school. That's just a decision that we made and that we want to do. And we struggled from time to time with that. And so this is starting to alleviate some of that financial burden. And it's awakening us to what is possible for the future. And as we share more, I really feel like Optavia was a gift, and the coaching was a gift that was put in my lap in February. And I have been continuing to unwrap this gift. And it's like you unwrap the gift and you're like so excited because you're seeing people's lives transformed. It's just been so exciting for me. And it also just makes me dream about what could be in the future and how many more people can be helped. And yeah, it's a gift that we want to pay forward to others. So I'm very excited. And so thank you so much for letting me share tonight.
You bet. Thanks so much, Lori. And, you know, that's the benefit of getting a chance to start this journey is that you not only get a chance to help other people, but you also get a chance to see other people help other people. And what I've had a chance to learn from so many of the stories that you're hearing is that, you know, it's just like the old adage, you can count the seeds in the apple, but you can't count the apples in the seeds. And being able to create a healthy ripple effect in your family and friendship circle is very powerful. And there is no forced requirement that you have to pay it forward to help other people to pay it forward. You can just become an Optavia coach if you just want to help a few people, like Lori decided she wanted to do. She wanted to just help a few friends to get healthier and keep herself accountable. But what happened is that she began to like it. And that's oftentimes what happens is that most of our coaches don't really know what they don't know. And as soon as they experience what they didn't know, they want to know more and they want to help more people because they realize they have a gift to give away, not just the program and helping people to get their physical and mental health back, but they get a chance to help other people financially by giving them the coach opportunity. So by becoming a business coach, you can now start coaching other coaches. And Lori is now working alongside of other people who actually have a decision to make that they want to be a health coach. They want to be a coach of Optavia and they want to guide people on their program. And then there's an opportunity if you choose to become a business leader where you're leading teams of individuals and you can have a large organization of coaches and clients, which is something that is very rewarding to see what comes from that. So how does it work for coaches? It's very relational. It's based upon helping people to create optimal well-being. It's not a sales focus. you're completely independent. You're not in a job that tells you what to do or when to be at work. You do it when you want, and you do it how much you want. There's full or part-time and even spare time opportunities for those of you that are super busy. And the startup cost is extremely low. It's $199 to become a coach. And there's no inventory. You don't have to carry products or services at your house. You can basically just simply offer people the program through the website, through the company. An organization, the Optavia organization, will actually be the one that takes on any payment for the products that they purchase. Very low operating cost. You can do this very flexible in terms of where you choose to work. You can work from anywhere in the world that has an internet access and cell phone coverage. And there's no monthly purchases required. By being a coach, you don't have to sign up for purchasing of products you don't want. You can simply offer to help people. And there's no minimum requirement to be paid as an Optavia coach. You can coach one person or 5,000 people. It's up to you to decide what it is that you want to do with your coaching business. And all of the training is provided. And for those of you that are maybe at a point in your life where maybe you'd like to kind of find something for retirement, or maybe you're looking for saving for retirement, I can't wait for you to meet this next couple. They've really had a chance to impact my life with their stories, and now they're impacting a whole bunch of people by just choosing to get refired rather than to retire. David and Karen, welcome to the webinar.
Thank you so much. My name is Karen Burrier, and we have been with Optavia going on 3 years. David started the program first, and I watched him after a few months and ate the delicious lean and green meals. And then I asked him to please coach me. He had said no, 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 because he was too busy. And so just for me, he agreed to be a coach. And so 6 months later, I lost 50 pounds. I felt so much better. Just energy. I wasn't a couch potato. It awakened me to more possibilities, the dreaming, the feeling lighter possibilities. So many things happened health-wise, mental health-wise. Then after he was coaching for 8 months, he showed me that he had replaced my social work income. He had replaced it in 8 months. And at the age of 62, I was able to retire early because he replaced my income, which I was shocked and so relieved. So I ended 40 years of social work. My last 15 had been in hospice work, traveling over 300 miles a week. So it wasn't until after I retired suddenly I realized how much stress and pressure I had been under. And so that relief lifted. And I should also tell you, as busy as I was traveling all over, I lost most of my weight on the road. So I just had a nice cooler in the back seat. I had my water and I had my fuelings, and it was just easy. It was so easy being busy and on the road. And I lost that weight because I just did the deal. So that was, it was so doable and satisfying. And anyway, so that worked really well. So that's the benefit of feeling healthier, then retiring earlier. So we experienced financial benefit right away. And then I became a certified coach with David. And this is the coup de grace, the icing on the cake. So we are working together, possibility thinking, dreaming, encouraging people. My favorite quote is, "The greatest need of the human soul is to be affirmed, validated, and appreciated." And by doing that, lifting them up, possibility thinking, helping them overcome obstacles, they're reaching their dreams too. And that is rich living. So so appreciate this program and the continued teaching, staying above the line, working with like-minded people, possibility thinking people, team coaching. It's just so positive. So instead of funerals and grief and loss, we're talking about possibilities and dreaming. So I just cannot count the blessings. So thank you, David Bush, so much. And here's my husband, David.
Well, that was awesome. Now, when you said you lost all your weight on the road, immediately thought of roadkill. But okay, so a little humor there. We got rid of it while you were on the road. Funny. We've been married 44 years, and so I need to, because Lori brought it up. See that? That's a gift. A gal named Denise gave me a gift after I had my heart attack and open heart surgery. She approached me on behalf of my family, trying to get through my thick skull because I had a heart attack and open heart, to try to change the trajectory of my life. And so I did a lot of listening. I found out I didn't know what I didn't know because I'm a recovering know-it-all. And so I really needed to listen to Denise. She became my coach, and I lost 80 pounds. Yay! And improved on my diabetes, my blood pressure, and my cholesterol. Ooh, boy, and my triglycerides, thanks to the habits of health that I've learned through this amazing system. Now, how did I go into coaching? Karen shared a little bit of that. I was asked to be a coach right away. I said, no, I'm busy. I have a full-time job. Then 2 months into it, Karen says, well, how about coaching me? And so I started doing that. And then she mentioned 8 months into it, she was able to retire. And so she joined me in this business, and we've just been doing it part-time. And then a year later, I was able to move my retirement up 5 years. Yay! So I retired last February. So now we're both retired and doing this part-time. And we just started out a few hours a week, and then more and more people said, well, why don't you coach me? Would you coach me? And then just like Lori says, whoa, we get paid to help people get healthy. This is a good thing. So we started doing that. I went to my first convention in 2017, and there I found a new community. Amazing. A community of coaches, a community of clients. So I've been asked the question, what have you been able to do? Well, one of the things is Karen and I have been able to dream, big time dream. And we were asked to dream about our C goals. And what is that? It's like, no matter what the cost would be, no, don't worry about how you were going to get it. Just if money was no object, what would you dream about? So we started to dream for the first time, really, that it was possible for us to do some of the things that we want to do, like pay off our adult kids' debts. Okay, we wanted to do that. We wanted to leave a charitable legacy with a organization that we're close to, and help more missionaries, and to impact the lives of 5,000 people in the next 10 years. So how fun is that? We've been able to do this business together. That's been cool. It's a partnership. Karen and I read this book about one word. This is our one word. I don't know if that backwards. But anyway, it says our one word is mission. That's our one word. And I don't know how to do that any other way. So we've been able to do this together. We saw this as an extension of our mission field. And we truly are able to help offer hope and impact lives. We're impacting many more people than we ever imagined that we could help. And again, get paid in the process. Oh boy, how fun is that? We've been able to build a team of health coaches, business partners. We have 38 currently, and our efforts are being multiplied because of these amazing servant hearts. And we talk about C goals, and that kind of sounds like seagulls, doesn't it? So I have my friend, my seagull here. So we have a seagull health coach team, and we're having fun with that. And every coach on our team gets one of these, a little seagull, because they're a part of a community. How fun is that? So we've been asked, I've also been asked, well, what have you been able to be? Well, we've been able to be ambassadors for the most amazing company with the highest integrity, quality of training, exemplary customer service. We've been able to have our own home-based business with that flexibility, with the tax advantages that come with that. We don't have to ask for people for vacation time. Karen gets to see all 7 of our grandkids every week, helping our kids with daycare. And she can even help run the business when the kids are taking a nap. How fun. I've been asked, well, what have you been able to have? Healthy body, 80 pounds, but I gained so much more. Healthy mind, total transformation of my relationship with food. We've had a total mind shift. I found out that I didn't know I found out what I didn't know about health and nutrition. And we've been able to have healthy finances. Here's the thing. We don't really need this Optavia income for us to live comfortably. However, it's enabled us to do the things we never dreamed that we would be able to do, and doing that by helping people. And then how can clients get the best results? Be committed to being fully integrated, follow the proven system, receive the guidance of your health coach, get involved in the Optavia community, write your own story in the personal life book, be committed to learning what you don't know. And how does a coach opportunity work? Simple. Just follow the system, no need to reinvent the wheel, and do 3 simple rules. See the people, see the people, see the people. I am happy, I am healthy, and I am full of hope. Open the gift. That's the key. David, thank you for helping or having Karen and I share tonight.
Thanks so much, guys. I love the props, and you two are just a hoot, man. Thanks so much for being here. We appreciate you guys, and we appreciate the work that you're doing. So as we wrap up tonight, the Optavia coach support is tremendous, and David just shared that in great fashion. But we do have a comprehensive training system. You don't have to travel long distances to get trained up. You can learn as you earn. You work directly with a business coach who mentors you and guides you and supports you. And we use team coaching so that you can actually be an apprentice and you can watch how it's being done, and you can grow at your own pace. We also have local and regional meetings. We also have national events. Once a year, we have a national convention that you can attend, and you can get the training that you need when you want to get it, based upon what it is that you want to do with it. So we hope that this has been inspiring to you. We hope that you've gained a new sense of hope, that maybe this opportunity can give you a new opportunity in life, or maybe give you more hope in terms of your health. And we hope that you had a chance to learn more about how you can create optimal health and well-being with Optavia. And we're hoping that the offer of offering you help to be able to do that is encouraging to you and inspiring. And we hope that you gained a little bit bigger smile, and that you left this presentation a little happier than you started it. Thanks so much for joining us. And if you have more questions, please reach out to the person that invited you, and they'll give you more details on how to get started. And there are some really good opportunities right now to get started as an Optavia coach. On behalf of all the panelists, thanks so much for joining us, and have a great night.
This audio may have contained the personal testimonials of some Optavia coaches or clients of Optavia. The results relayed in these messages are based on the unique experiences of the participants, and we cannot guarantee like or similar outcomes. While you may be inspired by these accounts, please note that any stories of success have not been verified, and your individual path to optimal health will vary. As always, it is our recommendation that you consult with a healthcare provider before starting a weight loss program. Yours in health, the Optavia team.